Everyone chases cannabis gold, but before you jump into cannabis, know this: the risks they hide could destroy your life. So if you become an illegal marijuana dealer, you're not in the corporate cannabis industry, you're in what's called the traditional cannabis industry, and there's millions of people still running black market operations to this day, successfully and doing well. And I am not here to encourage or discourage anyone from doing what they want to do in the cannabis industry. I just want to point out that there are certain risks, and I faced some of those risks before. I still have actually, Temple 420. I'm someone who believes in the Bible. I got into God through Bob Marley and cannabis. So I think marijuana is a good thing, and it is both benign and benevolent. It should be descheduled, decriminalized, completely legalized, and taxed like any other agricultural plant. Marijuana, the fact that it's taxed at like 50% or 60%, because you tax the farmer, the distributor, the retailer, the consumer. I mean, there's just no end to the tax. If this was the colonial days, we would have found ourselves independent of America by now. But people are so brainwashed and confused. They don't know who they really are. They have no connection to their parents, their grandparents, their great-grandparents. They probably have no idea, most of them, who their great-great-grandparents are. Their history is always erased because, you'd act different if you knew who your ancestors were like. If you were, oh, my great-grandfather was a king, you'd act different. And I've seen people, straight up criminals, recognize that they're in the family of the King of Kings, and they change their lives. And it's really interesting how people act differently under certain circumstances. So I don't want to see anyone get in trouble in the marijuana industry, but if you want to get into the business, here's what happened to me. So I have this thing, my church, called Temple 420. We were a medical marijuana club, and they came and arrested me. I lost my house, cars, kids, and these are after medical marijuana was passed in the state of California, and they charged me under California state law, even though there were federal officers involved with the arrest and the raid of my temple, my church. We had just had a wedding there like the week before. It was crazy. So I don't trust the government whatsoever, but at the same time, I don't want to say anything bad about the government. I've tried to run for public office before. I've always wanted to make a difference. Now I just want to make enough money and see enough people make money so that they can take care of themselves and their family, and including myself. I want to take better care of my family financially. So I'm away from my family now. That's why I'm bouncing around. I rented a room in a house in Santa Monica while I'm establishing this business here in California. I plan to move to Oregon in a week or two once the website is completely done, and then maybe to Colorado is my ultimate goal. That was the reason I started this business, because my father is very old and I wanted to spend a little more time with him. He's calling me with like craziness on the phone, and I feel like I need to be there for him more. So, and I'm hoping that by creating this business, back in 2019, I worked for Mike Tyson when I came up with the idea for this business. And anyway, I came up for the idea for this business and I did it by myself, and it was great. But now I want to do this business with other people. I want to bring back the traditional method of cannabis distribution, which is to your friends. It should be a more personal, fun thing, because cannabis isn't just a product. There's something spiritual about it. I guess that's where I was going, mentioning the fact that I had a church. And I got in a lot of trouble. They seized my life savings twice. I was homeless for over a year, and not like homeless on the street. My wife and kids and I paid for hotels, so we were in hotels almost every night, and we'd get them on Priceline. It wasn't easy. It sucked. But when you make a decision to be in this industry, you're taking a risk, and that's what I wanted to make sure you were aware of. There's risks are involved. Hit that subscribe button if you want to age in reverse, but keep your wisdom and sarcasm.